play Mario Kart. Talking about everything. We got a lot to talk about. Steven Jensen, how are you?
I'm doing well, Joel. I'm about to tweet a link out here that we're live, and I'll wait until we get some people in here to talk about some of the wrestling stuff that I'm sure people want us to talk about. But as far as my day, it was a pretty chill day. Not great weather again. I saw Nashville got a lot of snow, so that's pretty cool for my old friends that live there. But yeah, pretty chill day for the most part. Just did a little bit of writing actually, and that's pretty much it. How about you?
Oh, that sounds nice for a good day. Just kind of taking it easy and doing some writing. That sounds nice.
Yeah, writing about fighters, so it's relaxing and a little bit also. I don't know what you'd say. You know what I mean? I have to watch some of these fights while I'm writing about them, so I get a little bit hyped up while I'm chilling.
I get it. I'm gonna update this tournament. We use the same code as always, and I'll give you the new code.
Sweet.
Enter a name for tournament. Yeah, today was okay. I mean, not great. Hello, greatest Mario Kart player of all time. Would you like to play with us? Would you like to play Mario Kart with us? As I said.
Oh, Hannah, yeah. Come on in. The water's fine.
Hell yeah. Let's start. Today is the 6th. Technically, it is... Oh, no, it's only 7th. Okay, we're good. Boom.
All right, there we go.
That is the code. Y'all can get back in. Yeah, go ahead. Come on, try and embarrass us. I made dinner. I ate dinner. I sat in a chat with people who wanted to talk about Mimosa Joe.
Mimosa Joe. I haven't had a mimosa in a long time, actually. Those things are delicious.
Hell yeah. Last time I had good mimosas, believe it or not, it was bottomless mimosas at the 2019 Royal Rumble pre-show, which wasn't actually the pre-show. It was an indie show that was going on at 11 in the morning, and it had bottomless mimosas.
Nice.
Willie Mack was on the card.
Ooh, my boy.
Hell yeah.
That's always a good start to the day as far as I'm concerned. Starting it off with some so basically OJ and vodka, right? I mean, that's pretty much what a mimosa is.
Yeah, I was a wreck. I think it's a champagne and OJ.
Champagne and OJ. You're right. You're correct.
Screwdriver is vodka.
You're right. You are correct. Mimosas generally come in like a nice little glass. Like it looks classy, but I mean, but I love those kind of days. I don't do that hardly at all anymore. But like every now and then, I'm still down to like if I got nothing to do over the weekend or something, or I'm going to like a wrestling show, like you said. It's fun every now and then to just go out and like do a little day drinking, go out, do something fun, and have a good time. Have a good time responsibly.
Yep, buddy, I was a mess going into that Rumble.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun too sometimes. Sometimes though, like there's footage of me. I don't want to say where because it's kind of embarrassing. But there's a few indie shows you can find on like Fight TV or on IWTV over the years where like I'm super drunk in the crowd and like have like fallen over and stuff like on camera because like a wrestler will like bump into me and I'm like too out of it, like fall backwards and stuff. Like I've seen myself on camera a few times and I'm like, oh my god. Like one time I knucked Nick Gage really hard while I was drunk and almost fell over.
Oh, like, that ends poorly for anybody. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. Where's the code at, Joe? I'm trying to find it.
If you go into the chat, it's there.
Oh, in the Skype chat.
Yeah, it's the same one as last time. I'm just going to keep reusing the same one.
Is it the one with like the Bowser looking icon?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Join on that. It says it's currently closed, but I can still practice matches. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm going to join there and we can hang out. Hey, play some card with us. Be Norris, get in it. The code's right there. It's closed right now, but it's 7:30. It opens up, so in like 5 minutes.
Perfect.
Steven and I usually just hang out for a few minutes and like talk shit while we play the game, and then y'all come and join in.
Yes. I don't know if like Greg Cherry was in here last week. He jumped in. That was fun.
Yeah.
We had like probably 5 or so people, I think, like last week. Or
It's nice.
it's always cool when people jump in. Yeah.
For sure. Oh, Excite Bike. I see you.
Get a practice on that. This is actually my favorite course in the game, so that's why I chose it.
I should. We should do less random and start just picking stuff.
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever. Like I said, I've grinded this game so much that like I now am out of things to achieve in the actual game itself, and I have to like veer out into like online play, and that's like a whole other world. I've been trying, and like I do all right sometimes, but I usually place like in the middle. Like it's been really hard to get dubs on online. So
Gold Mario up in this.
the Gold Mario is tight. You get that once you get a gold medal on, or gold trophy rather, on every single course, or every single tournament rather. And then I went through and got the three gold stars on every course as well, where you have to literally get first place on all 4 races in a tournament.
Yeah.
And I did that on all the speeds. So now that I've run out of speeds, but Gold Mario was he's a cool prize to get at the end of the game. I had no idea what you got when you beat it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Yes, I honestly, when it happened, because my brother happened to be over, like right like when I beat it, and I was like, man, I hope it isn't one of those lame like silver or like peaches, or like they have like all the different color characters for some of them, like that are I was like, I hope it isn't one of them. And then I was like, actually, Gold Mario is pretty tight. Like, actually, I was wrong. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I think no, don't worry. You can definitely get it on that
I have a banana that I was holding for you. Oh, you had a second one? Or someone else did?
Catching up.
Going in slow motion. What are we on, 150? So, this is probably the most fun one to play on. But on 200, it's almost like a completely different game, because it's pretty much timing out drifts, and then like if you're in first, you never get a good weapon, so you're just like basically trying to hold first place, and if you screw up like once or twice, you might as well just like start the thing over.
Yeah.
But it is fun. It's like it adds a little more depth to the game, I think, because you know what I mean. Like it's almost like a completely different game in itself. Like having to play like that.
Dude.
Oh no! I just got hit. I got hit with something, and then this. That's so lame. You're behind me. I can see you on the.
Let's see if I can clutch this out.
I'm gonna need to get in your way. Did you avoid the bomb? Still finished. But...
Yeah, I did avoid the bomb. I just came in behind you.
I could see you on the map, like right behind me, and I was like, all right, well,
there.
if I'm gonna throw it, I might as well throw it now. What's up, everyone in the chat? Are you coming on here, Hannah? Is she saying steak and broccoli over here?
Too busy.
That sounds good.
Being a coward. There we go. There's our third.
I didn't mean to choose Mario Circuit, but
That's
who is that in here with us? Is that B Norris 7?
I think that's B Norris.
All right, B Norris,
If you
welcome.
got a different name that you want us to call you, then we can do that.
Yes, I'll do my best to remember.
But Norris. I don't know.
B Norris.
Brad.
Start calling him.
Your name is Bob.
Your new nickname is Chuck Norris,
Barry.
as far as I'm concerned.
Brenda.
Barry.
Brennan. We were way off. What's going on,
Yeah.
man?
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
All right.
Go. Yeah, so these Thursday streams, if you're here with us live, they're a good way for us to just hang out and take it easy, talk about wrestling, talk about whatever y'all want. It's a chill stream.
Exactly.
Quickly becoming one of my favorites because we always find funny and weird things to talk about. Wrestling and non-wrestling.
Exactly. Like, I think sometimes people like to just hang out and just like zone. Like, for me, a lot of the time, I mean, we talk a lot, obviously we talk a lot of wrestling, and we always make sure to, go through the chat and, answer questions. But so whatever y'all want to talk about, throw it in there and let us know. But, I mean, it happens to me a lot too. Like, this is also just fun for me to just kind of zone out, you know, just like zone out and play video games with other actual people. Like, you know what I mean? So,
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna lead to us playing Mario Maker co-op.
No, I told you I'm down. I just have to get the game.
I was looking for it online for you the other day. It's like, I wonder if I can find a deal for it.
What was it looking like?
It's $60 brand new, but I'm sure you can find it. Like, that's for a physical copy.
Right. Nintendo.
Apparently, our buddy Joe just tweeted. What did he say?
Oh, Samoa Joe?
I'm sure it's something like, thank you for the opportunity. I'm back. I'll see you real soon.
He's like, 2 times in 90 days, LOL.
Just give him back. No, I just messed myself up. Sorry, Brendan. Yeah, it's all good. We're just hanging out. Oh, we tweaked deleted? That's wonderful. How Joe? God, Joe's such a killer.
Yeah, has such a bad reputation.
He's got a bad. Yeah. He's hard to work with.
Yeah, hard to work with.
Oh god.
The only thing that I'm like worried definitely isn't the right term at all, but like it's kind of the closest thing I can think of because like with Joe, it's like, man, you could have just went straight to AEW. Like you like. I know that he thought like that he was gonna have like this cool like scouting job and be like the NXT champion and like all that stuff, but it's like, man, it's like, you know what I mean? Like I just feel bad. I feel bad about the whole thing, but I'm like, damn, dude. Like I wish you would have just known what these people were that you re-signed with because it's like clear what they're doing right now, you know?
Yeah.
But
hey, Miguel, it's good to see you. It's all good if you don't have a Nintendo yourself. You're welcome to come and chill. That's what we're all here for. Oh, now you gotta actually join the tournament now that it's open. Sorry, I cut you off there.
Oh no, I mean that was pretty much all I was saying. Was like I feel like to sign with the WWE right now in like any capacity, you just have to be really, you just have to be aware. Like see what's happening in that company on a consistent basis. And like I've been saying it for a long time. I'm sticking to it. Like they're 1 billion% gonna sell that company soon. Like, and by soon I mean like before the next TV deal, so within the next like couple of years. But like, the writing's on the wall. Like, there's no other reason you do. I mean, that you'd be in this position that they're in. We're doing all this.
I hear you. Apparently, the tweet that Joe sent out was extremely fortunate and grateful to all the young and amazing talent I had the pleasure of working with in the past months. Only saddened at the loss of a quote-unquote excuse to see their continued growth and achievement. I am very excited for their future, ... and mine. Did he actually misspell there a bunch? Sorry, I'm a grammar.
Oh no, I'm like that also, actually. I'm trying to retweet his tweet while also playing Mario Kart.
Apparently it was a tweet. Unless he's fixed it and reposted it.
He might have. I just saw one that was like a minute ago that I just at least tried to retweet. I don't know. I looked away to get back in the game.
EA Sports.
Yes. Remember EA Sports Big that had like NBA Street and all that stuff? Like that was a game.
Way back.
Yeah, the PS2.
Yeah.
That was one of the best systems ever.
I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything. It sucks. I quit.
Alright. I let everyone get a pretty good head start when I was looking at Twitter. Now I'm first again. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Joe. I feel bad for a lot of what's going on there right now, but this is what it is, I guess.
Come back stronger and better than ever. Joe's gonna go
Yeah, I mean, really wherever he wants to go, you would imagine. I don't know if he's like trying to wrestle or, you know what I mean? Like that's a big part of it, I'm sure, with a lot of this is like what he wants to do and what he can like physically do and all that stuff. I mean, who knows? But And I mean, if he wants to be involved in professional wrestling, anywhere he wants to go should want him there. Like for like whether he wants to be like an agent or whatever, or he wants to be a talent scout, or he wants to be an in-ring wrestler, whatever it is. Like, say he's definitely earned that. You know, he can really go wherever and do whatever he wants.
Totally. Apparently, he retweeted, or he sent a tweet again. Does he still have all the grammar? I'm gonna stop.
No, I'm a sucker for that stuff, or a stickler for that stuff too, like spelling and all that. Yeah, I'm really bad with like punctuation, like when I read stuff. And like, yeah, really, it annoys me, but it definitely shouldn't. Like when people don't like capitalize the first letter of their tweets.
Oh, the worst.
Like, I know, but it's like more common than not now. Like it's like things have just changed to where like that stuff doesn't seem to matter as much anymore online, like at all.
Well, or you can be like Ric Flair, capitalize everything.
Capitalize every single word. Yeah.
Dude, I got screwed at the clutch. Oh, I was in second. The last second, I got screwed.
You hit me while I was on the finish line. I like fell into it. But I still won. Don't worry. Mickle Toasted says, I still can't imagine McMahon not owning it. My childhood dies a little bit there. Shake my head. I hate this game. I'm the nicest or most foul guy while playing. Oh, you're talking about the actual Mario Kart game. But yeah, I mean, it is a very weird thing to think about. But you know, it just is what it is now. Like they've been changing the direction of their company for quite a while, and like this just isn't. Like, I feel bad for everyone involved with all this, but, like, I'm not surprised by any of it. You know, it's just, like, Vince, I think at this point, Vince would value having billions of dollars over, like, having to work every day like he has been for the past, 50 plus years or whatever. Like, you just take the bag, like, secure it for the rest of eternity for your family and their family's family and every generation forever. Like all you got to do is sign the contract, and everyone you've ever known and your entire family forever is secure. Like, and now you don't have to work anymore.
What's left of your family?
Well, yeah, who knows what's going on? It's like, I mean, the day that we get a Triple H's All Elite graphic is gonna be like the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Could you
imagine? But
the idea is like insanity personified.
It is.
Oh, what are you doing?
But yeah, it is. It's real. But that's the thing with Vince. Like when I was younger, like there's no way you could have told me that I would think that anyone but McMahon would ever own that company. Like I would think you were completely crazy. Like I was a big fan of Shane running the company before he like left the first time, and then I was on board with Stephanie, you know what I mean, and then Triple H and whatever combination of all that they wanted to go with, like, and I figured it'd always be in the family, and I figured Vince would run it until the day that he died. Like he'd run it, he'd be the main guy no matter what until he died, and then like it would go on to whatever McMahon kind of system they left. But now it's like, when you see what the company is, it's like Vince doesn't even like pro wrestling anymore. Like, what's the point of owning a wrestling company if you don't like wrestling? Like, it's like, it's all changed. It's all a completely different thing now. Like, take the money. The UFC got $4 billion. Like, if you can get anything close to $4 billion, I think you take that in a heartbeat if you're Vince.
So I agree. I'm also looking at CES, right? The Consumer Electronics Show. And that's happening this week in Vegas. And they've got a bunch of people from WWE, wrestlers and front office staff, showing up and talking about WWE as a company. So like they have the brand, they have the market, basically. They are wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, they have that under their belt, and they can get away with anything else. So I'm going to CES is like this. It's so lucky, but at the same time, it's brilliant marketing. Montez Ford was there just talking about it. And my point is, above all this, it's like, it's not a wrestling company. It hasn't been a wrestling company in 20 plus years. I had an awful race just now. But the point of it is, they're a content provider.
Right.
And as long as content is king, which it is, especially still in a pandemic, we are just living through it with them. That's all it is.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying is like, why does Vince have to be there to do that?
Because Vince is afraid of not working a day in his life. He will drop the day that he stops, is maybe his mindset.
Well, I think that's what everyone has thought his whole life, but I just think that's probably, I just think that possibly has changed once you start getting this sphere of like $4 or $5+ billion. Like that's, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I just say to anyone who watches the WWE, like, just don't get too attached to the wrestlers that you love there and the people that are, because there will be, I'm not advocating obviously for people to lose their jobs, but like they're gonna be, to do what they want to do, they need probably half the amount of wrestlers they have on their roster right now, like to do what the future of their company is. So like it's gonna keep happening at least for the foreseeable future, and it just, you know, this is what it is. Like,
yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, again, if your entire problem is who gets released, who doesn't, then I have some bad news for you. There are other companies who can release talent, and it's going to happen on any company anytime you win. Does it suck that it's happening on WWE? Yeah, because they put themselves in this position.
Exactly.
But people have to understand that like, you can't just say, oh, I'm never going to support them again because my favorite got released. No, your favorite's going to get released from other places too. That's just the nature of professional wrestling.
Yeah, but we've never seen something like this where they're mass firing this much in like a 1 or 2 year calendar year, and it is a problem they created themselves 100%. Like they forwarded talent, and the thing is, I think a lot of things change, whether people want to like call it because of AEW or what, but like a lot of things change when they're just in, it's just, I don't know, like I think their big plans were like that they were gonna do like what the UFC did. They were gonna have all these performance centers, and like Triple H was gonna be the heir to the company, and like they were gonna have all the best indie talent, like, and create their own indies and their own farm systems, and it was gonna be like this worldwide thing in like multiple countries kind of thing.
Yep.
And it was gonna be based on, you know, kind of changing back to like, I mean, there was still obviously going to be entertainment-based company, but like they're hiring all these people that can really wrestle great in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh no.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Supersonic? How you doing?
Oh, Brendan, get him. Right at the end, is he gonna get hit? I gotta avoid this thing. Get there.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna hit that second.
Got it.
No! Yes. That was close. I got that second.
But I don't have necessarily an issue with a company that, I mean, companies they have to have turnover in their companies. Like, that's going to happen in every job, and all the wrestlers I like eventually will leave whatever companies they're in. But like, when you're hiring and then firing people within literally months of making those hires in some cases, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it just doesn't, it's just not, like I said, if I was like a big fan of, you know, I don't know, I don't, if there was someone like Blake Christian and Alex Zane and those kind of guys, like, you know, when they got signed, I was happy, but like, if they got signed like right now, I'd be like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, dude, don't even bother. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be there for a few months and gone. Like, I just keep doing what you're doing. I'd rather not see that happen to you. But, you know, so we'll see. Do you think they end the brand split soon? Because I feel like that's been a completely complete waste of time.
If you think that ending the brand split is going to stop the releases. Buddy, the other way around.
Well, no. I'm saying, like, they're going to get to a point of releasing so many people that it doesn't matter anymore. Like, they're not going to have enough people that it's going to make a difference.
No, I don't think they're going to do it because it's very clear that the people that they release are people that they weren't putting on TV before, with a very, like, there were very few people who were actively still on TV and released. Like, the numbers, yeah, they're not going to end it because of that. If anything, they end it because they don't get enough money from whomever for the next rights deal.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying there too. I just legitimately think like this is far from over what they're doing right now. So at a certain point, I mean, you're going to be in a position here in a second where it's like I don't know what they're going to do with their title belts, but they can always put the title on Lashley, I guess, or at the Rumble. But if they go to WrestleMania and do Brock and Roman again, and that's title versus title and everything, and like they're also, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like the writing just kind of feels on the wall to me. Like, aren't they all on all the shows anyways, or at least a few of them? Like they're still real nothing stopping anyone from just going from brand to brand. Like they're all kind of showing up everywhere still.
I mean, not really. They do it once in a while because that's just what they do, and whatever. But like they're not actively saying everyone shows up anywhere.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it's just still happening. Like, AJ Styles is on Raw and NXT. Like, Grayson Waller's been on both.
Yes,
Finn Balor has gone, like, back and forth. And Brock's, like, on everything. Roman's going to be on Raw, I'm sure, in the build-up to him and Brock whenever that happens. Like, anyway, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
Thing for sure.
And, like, what star have they created out of this outside of Roman?
Oh, they have.
I mean, that's the whole point of the brand split, right? Is, like, give opportunities to create new stars, and they haven't. Kind of. I mean, I think he's far, leagues below where Roman is as far as, like, perception, I think.
Yes.
But he'd be the closest to him, probably, of everyone who's, like, full-time there.
I'm sure there are names that we're not thinking about. It is the Roman show. It has been for a long time. And I don't know what to tell you. For a long time, it's been, I don't know. For a long time, it's been the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Brennan saying, I think we need to have the separate rosters to keep the networks happy and not getting in the way of each other. And that's kind of what it is now. Once in a while, they'll blend things a bit, but by and large, you have... Yeah, Nickel, I have to avoid the snowman. I screwed up.
See, like, I disagree. I mean, I get what you're saying that about the keeping the networks happy and getting out of the way of each other, but like when wrestling was at its most popular, the stories, like, you tuned into Raw on Monday, and then, like, that story could carry over into SmackDown, so you also watch SmackDown. Like, you don't think that USA Network also wants Roman Reigns? Like, he's the star. Like, of course they would want Roman, like, both networks would want him.
I think they want good ratings to reflect it, to be reflected in the program, and what they're getting now is pretty well on par with
what, USA Network? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think they just kind of realize, and Roman or not, they just kind of to not have him on the number.
I was kind of surprised. The numbers that they want is like less than 2 million viewers.
I think a lot of people are thinking that wrestling needs to be this like juggernaut of 5 point whatever, but that's not.
Well, no. The reason I said that is because like this same show on the same network was doing like twice this not that long ago. Like,
yeah, I understand that. I also
like I don't know how they could be that happy with that.
When 99% of our demographic really are cord cutters, I don't think they do it every single day.
Well, that's true too. I mean, like, it's not being reported. There's definitely less people watching cable, like, undoubtedly. But I don't know. I think that's kind of a hard conversation to have with USA Network when they're like, wait, even just like a couple years ago, y'all were getting like 3 and 4, and now you're getting like 1.5. Like, what's going on?
I also have questions about Nielsen. That's also like,
well, that's been
after this conversation.
Well, that's been forever. Like, yeah. Question, like, Nielsen that's always been a weird thing because those numbers can get skewed for so many reasons. Like for instance, like if you have 10 people inside of your house and you're watching off of one television screen and it only registers as like one person, or it knows you're like a 3, you know what I mean? It can count extra people because they know how many people are in your house, or it can count less people than accurate because it doesn't know how many people are there, and then it doesn't even, I think it's just the US, right? There's only people that have the Nielsen box.
Yes.
So, and I don't know who even owns one now. Like, I don't know if my numbers just get reported because I watch it through Xfinity, or I have no idea. But yeah, but I watch it through, like, I stream it through Xfinity on my computer, not like through like a physical cable box. So, I don't know. So the numbers are probably not the best thing to go off of, to be fair, but
I've also been saying this for a while. When NXT and AEW were going head to head, do you ever like count up the total amounts of
who? For who? For NXT
and AEW when they were head to head?
It was. I
total
mean,
viewership was always around 1.5 between both of them, million people.
Right.
It's the same 1.5 million people watching Raw, watching SmackDown, watching NXT, watching AEW. Like it's.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I think there's a lot of people that are watching Raw that don't watch AEW and vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, you may very well be right about that. This is something that I noticed, is that like it's a lot of the same numbers.
Yeah, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. Like, it seems like regardless, like roughly the same amount of people are watching wrestling at the end of the day.
At least like on a cable TV ratings, scale.
See, and that's actually a really good point, because it's also very possible that the only kind of people that would own a Nielsen box are going to mainly be people that are going to watch both of those shows. Like, if you're still like, you know what I mean? Like, you might still watch Raw no matter what if you own a Nielsen box, and you like wrestling on Wednesdays, so you watch AEW also. Like, that's totally possible. I think that's a really good point. Because there's also a lot of older people that would own a Nielsen box, and like that's the numbers that we're kind of talking about too, is like older demo and stuff. So
it's another reason why I think more people need to pay attention to social trends, like social media trends and stuff. Mm-hmm. And again, going back, this is really what the crux of my CBS argument was. Like, WWE being in a place like CBS is a big deal. It further cements that they are committed to keeping up with digital and being that conversation more than I'll use AEW, but I mean, you don't see MLW there, you don't see AAA there. It's just a difference in philosophy when it comes to their content.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, WWE, I'll always give them credit for, like, they stay ahead of the game technology-wise. They always have. Like, they were one of the first people to try, like, their own streaming network the way that they did. They were one of the first, like, major brands to, like, really embrace YouTube and stuff. Like, I mean, I remember they were trying to, whatever they were calling it, touting. Like, they tried to, like, get that going, but, like, that kind of wound up kind of, like, becoming Twitter, essentially, or whatever.
It became, it's kind of like Instagram and video.
Right.
It was really a Vine supplement.
Right, yeah, good call. So, but, like, they're always ahead of the game when it comes to that. I think they'll continue to be honest, but it's going to be in the ways of, like, augmented reality and stuff. Like, I think that they're going to use the new technology to, like when you watch it, sometimes Nickelodeon will show football, like NFL games, and, like, when you watch it through Nickelodeon, there's, like, Nickelodeon GAC, like, shooting out of the end zones, and, like, all the colors are different on the field and all. And I think that like that's the future of the WWE. It's like that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying it's going to be a lot different. Like I really think that at some point I'll be like watching Space Jam where you got like Roman Reigns wrestling like your favorite cartoon character, like or something. Like
I actually think it's kind of sweet, to be honest.
I mean, no, I'm just saying. I mean, it's something totally different.
Yeah.
Like that's where I think it's all heading.
Yeah.
And to do that, you need very few wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I had said at one point that WWE was going to try out being on Twitch, kind of the Amazon route, like NFL was doing, and I said that was going to happen in the next 10 years. So there you go. Yeah, like the Stephanie McMahon comparing WWE to Marvel. That you're very well on the right path with that description of how things could go.
100%. Like if they could get any of their wrestlers into like the Avengers, like that's like the ultimate win for them. You know what I mean? Like that's the. And once again, like that's a lot of the reason why I don't watch it anymore. But that's just me. Like I've said it a trillion times. If I was a kid, this would be awesome. Like the idea of like Omos wrestling the Power Rangers if I was like 10, like that would have been awesome. Yeah, but like, but I'm in my 30s, so like it isn't cool. You know what I mean? Like that's all I think.
There are also people in their 30s who watched when they were a certain age, and they would absolutely be all into that with kids. Like they bring back nostalgia.
Well, and I think those are the people that are like kind of still around my age that are still watching WWE to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, because if I had a kid, I'd watch WWE with them for sure. Like, it's a product that I think is for them. Like, I might not even I definitely wouldn't let. I'm not gonna tell people how to raise their kids here, but like, I wouldn't let my kids watch GCW. You know what I mean? No, like, there's no way they'd be watching death matches. But like, I'd totally let them watch Raw. You know?
Right. I bet you'd be all about watching Joey Janela and Matt Cardona.
Yeah, I love that they're going there.
That's such a stupid, amazing storyline.
It is too, especially because they literally just got married. Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
I'm calling it right now. We're gonna get Scott Armstrong versus Joey Janela on GCW.
I think so. Yeah.
Joey just does a great job with these dudes who like you would just think are like so out of their prime. Yeah, like you think they're gonna be so out of their prime that there's just no way it's gonna be good, and then it's awesome. Like he's like the Ricky Morton match that he had was like incredible. And then Scotty Too Hottie recently, that was awesome. Like throwing it out there. Good on Joey. We never get to really see him on AEW anymore, but like he's killing it on the indies. Brennan, no! Right at the end! Right at the end! You got me. Well done, sir. Well done. I don't know if you boomed me or if did everyone get hit with the lightning there a second ago? I think it was lightning, but regardless, good job. Good job, Brennan.
Mickle saying, I watched Mae Young give birth to a hand as a kid. I turned out decent, I think.
Yeah. Well, so did I. I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
Once again, keeping this in perspective, like, if I was my age now and I watched that happen on Raw, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't think it was good now. But, like, as a kid, like, I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just is what it is.
It's good shit.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish they'd be a bit more, like, wrestling-based, but, you know, that doesn't seem to really be the focus. So, I think that Braun Breaker did well against Ciampa. I watched that match for the title.
Yep.
And I watched the 6-man also. That was really good with Imperium and MSK and Riddle. That was all really good stuff. So like they're still capable of like every now. I mean, even though NXT 2.0 is like completely changed, like there were still some good matches on that show. Like, you know, so I like when I see stuff like that. Like I still want good matches. But then, dude, I saw Omos and AJ. Like, dude, well, I mean, it's like, come on, y'all. Like, that's gonna be your world champion very soon. I've been saying it for a while.
Rumble, oh my god, I'm having the time of my life. I'm falling everywhere.
like AJ, if he actually re-signed, good for him for securing the bag, because that's got to be what it's about.
I think that report was about a few years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think you talking about the Meltzer when he talked about it on Observer Live.
I think it was just something I saw kind of resurface on Twitter recently, so I don't know where it came from, but I saw people talking about it.
I think he had re-signed in 2019. Don't quote me on that, but everything I read after hearing that was like, well, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay. Well, like I said, I wouldn't like fault him if he did re-sign, because he's making a lot of money and he's featured on the show and everything. But like, man, all the things you could be doing. Like, if you still got gas in the tank, like,
for sure.
Use that gas over on AEW.
I think he really wants to be an entertainer more than a wrestler at this stage of his career, and I kind of get that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from like the mileage on his body standpoint and everything. But it's also got to be tough for some of these guys to see what's going on elsewhere and be like, man, like AJ Styles and Impact pretty much started what all of this is. Like, like if he, and then in New Japan and everything, of course, but like AJ was always that guy who was like, he was able to become a legitimate star in the wrestling world without the WWE. Like, he's become a much bigger star since. I'm not gonna pretend like he didn't become a much bigger star in the WWE, because he absolutely did. But he was the one guy who always got brought up when it was like, who hasn't been on the WWE that either should be, or like who's someone, name one person who's not in the WWE that's an awesome wrestler. And AJ's was always the first name that would come up for years. And now it's like he's seeing all these other people. I'm not saying he's jealous or anything, but you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have the itch to some degree to be like, man, like I still got a couple years left in me, like kind of finish what I started,
Yeah, it depends what he wants out of his career.
For sure. And I mean, I'm sure he makes really good money with the WWE, so like I'm sure that's not an easy thing to just like turn down. I mean, look at Kevin Owens. I would have said pretty much the same thing about him. He wasn't on top as long as AJ on the Indies, but he did have his run, and like I was pretty surprised when I saw he re-signed, but then I wasn't at the same time when I was like, I mean, this guy literally learned English from listening to JR. Like, I mean, he loves the WWE.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show already. Like, he's one of the last of the indie stars who, for him, WWE is like the only place he wants to be.
Yeah, like I think Rollins is in the same boat. Like, there's a few of them that I think, but also, to be fair, they're featured. Like, they aren't guys that are just like tucked away and not used at all. Like, they're actually featured on the. Now, granted, like I don't care what they're doing on the shows, unfortunately.
Hello.
But when I tune in once a month and see it on pay-per-view or premium event, then premium live event, like, because that's the one thing too. Like, I don't generally like talk trash about the WWE because I don't really watch it. But when I do watch it, it's usually fairly good because I'm watching once a month and I'm seeing the pay-per-view. So it's like I'm seeing the best of whatever they're doing.
Yes.
And so a lot of it I still don't care about, unfortunately. But there's certain things where I'm like, I thought that main event was awesome. Like the Lesnar, Lashley, Big E, Seth, and Owens match. I thought that ruled. I mean, for 6 minutes or whatever, like that's exactly what I want out of something like that. Like, loved it. I'm sure there's people who didn't. I don't know. There's a lot of people that didn't like the result of the match, but that's also a big part of the issue, right? It's like Brock Lesnar, in a similar way to like Roman Reigns and John Cena to a degree. Like, when you see that match, you see Brock Lesnar come out last. That's who the WWE perceives to be a star. Like, Big E got. I feel bad. Like, that dude has everything you would want out of like the face of your company. He's got size. He's good in the ring. He's charismatic. He's good on the mic. He's been over for years with the company. And not only that, he's going out there and he's doing the big boxing fights, like doing the entrances for those, and he's showing up on College Game Day for football, and like, but they don't care. Like, Brock's the star is how they look at it. You know what I mean? The presentation is like Brock and then everyone else. Yeah. So, except for Lashley, but that's literally only to set up Royal Rumble. But But they should have a whole roster of Brock Lesnar's at this point. That's the problem. Like, it's like, you've had a lot of time to do this.
Yeah. Hey, Belen, thank you for the follow. Yes, we are here on Twitch. We've been here for, we've been on Twitch for, what, over a year now?
Yeah.
Let's get to find us and come and join us.
Yeah, every Thursday.
Yeah, every Thursday here, Jensen and I are here. And then Jeremy and I are on every Tuesday and Friday. And we do our watch-alongs here for the WWE, AEW, or Major Impact Week. So this Saturday, we're watching Battle of the Belts, and we're watching Impact Hard to Kill. So that starts 8 p.m. Come and join us.
Yes. And then join... Yes, hey, Chef. Just a nice threat on the during the plug. And y'all, if y'all want to join afterwards, me and Denise Salcedo will be doing the post show over on the Fightful YouTube channel for Hard to Kill. So that'll be fun. I love all the big 4 times a year Impact Wrestling gets buzz, and this is one of those 4 times. So
this is
yep. And that's one thing I can guarantee out of Impact shows, whether the storylines are lame or like they're pushing the wrong people or the wrong results or what, all the issues that I feel like Impact has, they will the majority of the show at the very least will totally deliver in the ring. Like they always have good matches on these shows, so yes. At least you always have that to look forward to.
Absolutely.
I might be upset with whoever winds up winning a lot of these matches, but the actual matches themselves are usually good.
I know you're very excited for that Good Brothers Hardcore 6-man, because Good Brothers don't have tag titles ever.
Is that what's going on right now? Like this?
I mean, listen, they keep winning their matches, and that's, I don't know if they're sticking with that. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how long they were signed to begin with, but to be honest, I mean, it's still probably the best fit for them. Like, I don't know how they do in AEW full time, to be honest. But that's just me. But we got a lot of friends there, so that helps, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to say it, I've just never been. I like those guys. I think they're funny. I think they're good dudes. But like,
no, they're wrestling.
It's just very. It's like, I hate to say it, but it's like very average. Like what you get out of their matches. Like it just. I've said it for a long time. I think Carl Anderson's a better singles wrestler. Like he's better off as a singles, and it's not even against anything against Gallo because he works pretty well for a big guy. But like, you're just. When I think of Gallows and Anderson, the first things I think about are like all the things that Anderson had done as a singles wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Joseph Holbert, his favorite wrestler. So, Chad, too bad.
What was I gonna ask you? Oh, Matt Stryker. So Matt Stryker got released, and who do you think is gonna take over, or do you know and you just can't say?
For Impact commentary.
Impact commentary.
I don't know. I could probably find out pretty easily. But I don't know. I mean,
sorry, I'll say this before you respond. Sean had asked. He said he found out, but they didn't want to like say so because it could fall. So.
Gotcha.
Because
well, yeah, I know. Like that's par for the course for them. It's like get their hopes up that someone's coming in and then they don't. But I really don't know who I would prefer in there. Now, I'll say this, and it's nothing against him as a human being, but Matt Stryker is a terrible commentator. Like I really try to hold my tongue when like I do the reviews and stuff because I don't want to be a jerk about it, but like he's really bad. So, and to be
better than the last when Josh.
Yeah, oh, he's yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is like Impact commentary in general is just not like for long. I mean, and I talk about all the time. My favorite commentary team ever is Don West and Mike Tenay. I'm not even kidding about that. Like, and that was a TNA commentary team. But like, and Don West didn't really know what was going on, but he's like Pat McAfee is now. Like I think Pat McAfee is one of the worst pro wrestling commentators I've heard in my entire life. And I love Pat, and I love Pat McAfee, but he's perfect for what the WWE needs in that position. Because like you just need someone to be super enthusiastic and having a good time and like marking out. As long as you've got like a Michael Cole or someone there to keep the show moving on and like really talk about what's important. So it's nothing against McAfee at all by me saying that. Like I think he's actually perfect for the job. But he's terrible at the actual commentary. But that said, D'Lo Brown isn't a whole lot better, unfortunately. They don't have like a really deep roster of like great commentators at Impact. So I'm assuming that they're going outside of the company, and then a double assuming that if it's something that they don't want out there, that like they're afraid that it might fall through. So I'm trying to think of like who's out there. I mean, Morrow's out there, but I don't know. Actually, you know what? Morrow would be like perfect for that because it's like basically part time.
I like
I'm
Morrow,
just saying I can see it.
That would fucking shit out of me.
Yeah,
sitting here, like doing the weekend or being like, I hate Mauro Ranallo and I'm sorry I brought it into existence.
No, well, see, the thing is, I like Morrow because I hear him all the time doing kickboxing and MMA and stuff. Like
that's true.
So like I'm very used to hearing him for like long amounts of time, but I think he's best served in pro wrestling. To be totally honest, I think he's best served as like a main event only guy. Like he comes in for like the one big match and just drops all of his references that go over my head because I'm too old to get the reference, but he's older than I am. You know what I mean? Like they'll talk about like SoundCloud rappers I've never heard of and like his references. I'm like, all right, cool, but like he sounds like he's really pumped while he's saying it, so I'm down. I'm trying to think of who else is kind of out there that has experience.
I mean, there is a certain Ring of Honor person.
Oh, Riccaboni?
Yeah.
He'd be perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Duh, of course. I should be thinking about who was with Ring of Honor, because, yeah, that would make total sense. They should actually, and anywhere should hire Todd Sinclair, by the way. Like, he should be reffing really anywhere that needs a ref.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah, I could see that. I could see Riccaboni. That's a good one. Riccaboni and... I don't know if Riccaboni and Morrow ever did New Japan. Like, with all, like, the joint New Japan and Ring of Honor stuff that was going on for a minute.
I don't think they did.
I know they did, like, Morrow and, like, JR and stuff. Yeah, like I can't remember. Yeah, Rocky Rivera. I mean, he's good. I like Rocky. I mean, I like D'Lo too. Don't get me wrong. It's just he just kind of irked me one time. I mean, I shouldn't really hold a grudge against him over this, but like,
no, you should.
There was one time. It was on like a recent Impact pay-per-view. It was either the last one or the one before, where he on commentary said that Molina was one of the best wrestlers of all time. Like, I mean, I was like, oh man, like I don't know about that, dude. Like, one of the best of all time. Like, I know you're just trying to be nice because it was her wrestling in the ring when he said it, but it was like, Molina's not one of the best wrestlers of all time. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but like that's just not makes no sense. But that's just me. Like, I put D'Lo Brown way higher on the list than her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I wouldn't put him that high. I put him up high for like different fucking strictly attitude era, but.
Yeah, put some respect there.
Dude, you should have seen me on the trampoline back in the day, man. I was doing nothing but sky highs and low downs. So I did a little head bobble thing with finger guns and then my leg drops. I used to love D'Lo Brown. His theme music was like the coolest theme music. And that's the real deal now. So trust me, I'm a fan, but like, he just kind of lost me there with that, where I was like, what are you talking about? Best of all time.
Gotta get the
I was like,
over, brother.
I know. Once again, he was just trying to be nice. I shouldn't even hold it against him, but all I'm saying is, like, when you think about best wrestlers of all time, people are like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Austin, you know, depending on your era, Hogan and Danielson and all, Molina. D'Lo, yeah, D'Lo.
The answer is clearly oh, am I gonna get it? Yes! I got you the last second, Brennan. came in. Oh, got that.
Nice. I'm trying to watch the replay on the Twitch stream because it's a little bit behind. Nora says he likes Pat McAfee because he feels genuine. That's my whole point. Is like he doesn't. Even though I don't think he's good at wrestling commentary, I think his actual energy and like him marking out is good for the show. So I try because it is genuine. That's the whole point. Is like he's out there legitimately marking out. Like I think when he's up there dancing around sometimes, like he's not. It's like not. I mean, it's probably planned at this point, but the first few times he did it, it was probably pretty organic. Him just like actually marking out there. And for the little bit that I've seen about Michael Cole talking about him, he seems to love Pat McAfee. He's talking about how like he's like rejuvenated his whole interest in like commentary himself and stuff. So like I think McAfee's good for the company. And he brings in a different demographic potentially too, because a lot of people my age watch the McAfee show for like instead of like ESPN and stuff at this point for like their sports news and interviews. Like he's kind of the go-to guy now in like the sports world. So you can, he's constantly plugging the show. Like to be honest, the most WWE consumption I get a week is by watching Pat McAfee's sports show. Just because he talks about it so much. Yeah.
He says some shit once in a while. I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite was the edibles. It's like I've got a bag of edibles and I have to work tonight and I can't fly back with them, so I have to do it. That was the best night. People bit hard on that story too.
So awesome.
The entire show was people being like, "Oh man, he's so high. Listen to him. He's so different tonight because he's so high." Like,
yeah.
He's my favorite.
That's the thing too, right? Is like he's like a total pro. So like he's like the kind of guy you'd expect to be doing these kind of things. And he also like I don't know how much we might have talked about it before on here, but like his show just got a deal from DraftKings or FanDuel. I think FanDuel for like 20 million or something. It was some ridiculously high number. And he gave away like 3 to 5 million of it. Like just to like places that meant stuff to him and like high school athletic programs, and he gave all the boys, which is like his all of his friends, all of his friends that are his co-hosts, they all got $250,000 bonuses when he signed this deal. I mean, like that's so he's taking care of his people.
Yeah, retaining that hard work.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are super loyal because like I know for a while WWE had McAfee staying in like a trailer or something. I mean, not a nice trailer obviously, but it was like he would. He had to be like on location for SmackDown when they were not touring and whatnot, and so like for them to do the show every day, the boys had to be there too, and like they would go. I guess they didn't technically have to be there, but the show's a lot better with them all together than them all having to be on like a Zoom call or something.
Yeah.
So, so they were constantly going back and forth from like Florida to wherever they all live and stuff, and. So yeah, I got nothing but respect for those guys from McAfee and stuff. So I think he's good. I think he's good that the company is involved with him. And by the way, the best celebrity wrestler I've seen in my life.
That's real good.
Yeah, like he killed it in NXT. Like anyone who thinks that there was disappointed in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that there was a lot of these people. I'm just saying if you are one of those out there that like didn't like him versus Adam Cole or him in that War Games match, like he freaking killed it in those matches. Like nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
To go in there and have a one-on-one match with Adam Cole when Adam Cole was the biggest thing in the company, like in NXT, and to have like a believable one-on-one match, you know what I mean? You know how hard that is to pull off with a guy who's never wrestled before?
It's true.
Like,
it's true.
Like that's a lot of credit to Adam Cole as well, obviously, but like McAfee held his own.
Yeah. No, that's the good stuff too. He was such he's good all around. He's a good entertainer, and that's what it's all about in WWE.
Exactly. Yeah, they could really do a lot more with him as a manager, and I mean the sky's the limit for him there. But yeah, so I guess as far as Impact goes though, like kind of how this all started, I'd say I'd have to really think about it, but Ian Riccaboni would make a lot of sense. And he'd be great there.
I'd at least have him come in to call the title, the ROH.
Right. Pure rules. That's why you got confused there.
Yes, because it's a
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be really smart. Like I said, there's a lot of great wrestlers that are available now after Ring of Honor, but there's a lot of backstage people too that are super valuable and could do great things in other companies.
Totally.
So, trying to think of what all. I don't have the Hard to Kill card in front of me. I'm gonna have to catch up on what they do tonight before the Weekender.
Got the,
I know.
Debut.
Love that. Yeah, she's one of the best wrestlers on the indies right now, and should definitely. I mean, she's gonna kill it. She'd kill it anywhere she goes. She's one of the most believable wrestlers you'll find right now. Like, ass kicker. Like, the Russian Dynamite. Like, I mean, just, yeah, she's awesome. She was on that KOBK show recently that my buddy Mose put on IWTV, and she had a really good match with Sean Campbell that I would recommend people check out.
Oh,
But then, like, this weekend, I mean, like, I feel like they'll keep the belt on Moose.
I do.
But, like, there's a part of me that's like, you might want to roll with Cardona. Like, he's all over the place right now. At least he brings, like, buzz to your company if you put the belt on him. But
yes, but, like, we've talked about this 100 times before. His Impact character versus his character literally everywhere else.
yeah, I know.
So
I know.
incredibly different and not in a good way.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I just, damn it, I messed that up. Brenna's gonna get me. But I'm just talking kind of like, let me put it this way. I think it's a bigger, oh, he blocked me. Good on you, Brennan. Got the W there. Like, this is me personally. I perceive GCW to be, like, more important than Impact right now. Like, if I had to, like, rank companies in the United States, I'd have GCW over Impact right now.
Yeah.
And I think any rub that Impact can get from any company right now, they should take. Like, if that means Cardona showing up in GCW holding the Impact World title, like, that means more people might watch Impact. You know what I mean? Now, this also, keep in mind, I do think that Moose retaining is the best idea. I was calling for Moose to win the title for, like, literally 2 years straight before they finally did it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardona, for the same reasons we're seeing, like, the Briscoes with multiple titles, like, keeping them active and stuff. You know what I mean? The belts are kind of all floating all over the place right now.
Yeah.
So, well, my official prediction is Moose.
So I think Moose is going to retain too. I also think that we're trying to get back to Moose and Josh Alexander.
Right.
Kind of to make up for that story and the way it started. When it could happen, I mean, probably in the summer. Probably at Slammiversary.
Yeah, that'd make the most sense. All of that would make the most sense. And this also assuming Alexander's gonna be there. Like,
That's a big question.
Yeah, like I don't know what that looks like. And I think it's gonna be really telling. We'll know a lot about the future of everything from the result of Jonah versus Alexander, I think, this weekend. Because if Jonah goes in there and wins, then it's like they're not gonna do Moose and Alexander. Like, Alexander's out of here. Like, but if Alexander wins, I think then it's pretty clear that Moose retains, and they do, like you just said, Slammiversary. That would make perfect sense to be the time to run that rematch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that was a gigantic waste of time for Josh Alexander. Outside of having really good matches and really good X Division run, which was awesome. But, like,
I mean, he had the best year last year.
Yeah, of anyone in Impact, he was the wrestler of the year. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's why it was so confusing what they did to him. Where you're like, why did, like, once again, I was calling for Moose to win the belt for so long, and even I was like, now, like, why would you choose now?
People hated me for calling that, like, weeks ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good call. Like, on your end, I mean, it's like, and I'm sure part of what factors into your prediction on that is knowing what Impact Wrestling does to these people. Like, it's like, what's the
outcome for this?
Yeah, like, what's a right turn we can take to throw everyone off after we do the right thing?
Yeah.
Like, what's you know?
Just like hanging around at home right now, just kind of like, oh yeah, no, that's totally what's gonna happen.
But like Gresham and Saban, like for the ROH title and that Pure Rules match, that'll be awesome. Like, there's gonna be some awesome matches. Obviously, I think we're all expecting Gresham to retain, but but even though the result is pretty obvious, that doesn't matter as long as the match is really good. Exactly.
Yeah, like I'm not looking forward to the knockouts tag title.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. The knockout X Division match will be fun. That'll be interesting.
Pretty nuts.
I think Jordan. I don't know who's gonna win. I always pick Jordan, yeah. But I think she's the one that's gonna show out the most. As far as like she'll do some of this stuff that people are like when people talk about that match, I think a lot of it is gonna be talking about stuff that Jordan did.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be Chelsea Green.
I could definitely see that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. I don't think she's the best like women's wrestler they have, but she's also someone who hasn't wrestled for their title, so it's like new matchups for the title, and she can hold her own. It's not like she's bad. It's just I'm always biased because I'm always like, do more Jordan, like digital media title, like this doesn't count. like we need like, or even Rachel Ellering, like she gets kind of lost in the mix, but she should be like a heavily featured like star of a division. I feel like,
yeah.
They have a lot of talent in that women's division still, a lot, and Jordan kind of like exceeded past that too for a while, where she was in an X Division ladder match I remember a few years ago that was really good, and like she was wrestling for the X Division title and stuff against everyone of every gender, and they kind of like pulled back on that, but like I thought she was doing great in that role. So Jordan can do it all. That's why I'm so biased towards her. Is like this, you got a star here that you're just kind of been lukewarm on, it feels like for too long. But
yeah, she continues to prove herself
every time, dude. I mean, like you just fly off the map.
It's gonna keep happening. Again,
I can't remember what I was gonna say, but something nice about Jordan Grace. That's what I was gonna say.
It's not fun. You got a barrier. That's just the views and the clicks on this thing.
Oh, but a little bit of what you were saying, like she did just kill it. I've never seen a bad Jordan Grace match. I don't think, like none that I can remember. I mean, and that goes for the Indies and Impact. You know what I mean? Like you can go back and like I said, she was holding her own against the men in Impact too. So that's why I was kind of surprised to see them not do that much with her, because it's like, if you're gonna have her in a position where like she's a credible champ, like a credible threat to the X Division title, but like she's the digital media champion now, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like enough. Like or her and Rachel are a great tag team, but for some reason they're just not featured as the champions. Like they work for a short time, but like no, like you just said, no one seems that interested in the women's knockout title match, or the tag title match this weekend. I feel like people would be into it if it was Jordan and Rachel defending titles against two good wrestlers. Like, I just don't know why they don't do these things.
They did the thing that Impact does when they brought in the Iconics, the inspiration, and scrapped them up first.
Immediately, yeah.
Immediately. I was like, come on, we don't have to do this.
Yeah. That's also why, like, I'm a little bit, I don't know if afraid's the right word, because like I think that Jonah's solid from what I've seen of him. Like especially for a guy his size, like it's impressive some of the stuff he does. And he's one of the few guys that like a splash off the top rope with no extra theatrics or whatever is like a perfect finishing move. Like you don't have to do a whole lot of extra stuff when you're his size. Seeing that dude just jump off the top rope the way he does, like that's enough. Like that's good stuff. Big dude who's athletic, good facial expressions and stuff. Like just I think he's pretty good from what I've seen. But like, that's why I'm kind of, when I say afraid, it's like, do they do the same kind of thing where it's like, well, now we got this like star from NXT that we feel like is bigger than our guys, so like he beats Josh kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like you got to go, not to be said, but you got to go Josh Alexander at least in the first round, unless Alexander runs away out of the company. Yeah.
Finished 9th, by the way. That was awful. I hate this.
Yeah, that was the course that. This was the one that I had to try over and over and over again on to get the 200cc. Like I kept flying off of this map trying to get that, and that was this was the last one I needed, I think, to finally win. But it took forever. I was flying off the map for weeks.
Oh, this tournament is now closed. I forgot.
Oh, 1 hour. That makes sense.
Because we started late today. We can still practice match. We can do one more. How's that?
Yeah, one more practice match. Let's do it. I'll join in.
You can listen to this Motorhead song while I'm doing that.
Hell yeah. Oh, I forgot to turn on my... I had it queued up and forgot to press play for my Limp Bizkit today. I've just been silence and listening to us talk.
Brennan, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. Hope you had fun with us. It said it was a blast. We had one too.
Yeah. Thanks for playing with us. Dude, shout out to Jeremy Padower from Jazzwares. I just saw his tweet from like earlier today. I haven't been on Twitter hardly at all.
No,
but...
not that one. Please, not that one.
About Wait, what?
Okay,
Jeremy Padower?
Which one are you saying?
From Jazzwares?
Yes.
Hold on.
Not the Sammy and Ty one.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to see now. But
okay.
he it wasn't his tweet, it was Jazzwares' tweet that I saw. He became the chief brand officer of Jazzwares today, which I thought was that's awesome. Yeah.
So we celebrated with that dog shit tweet with the Sammy and Ty. Just kidding.
I gotta see what he's talking about, or what you're talking about, but but he made some incredible action, so I was happy to see him get that promotion, but
yeah, that's great. Just hopefully he never does something like that.
I mean, once again, I gotta see what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern is when we try to go live. Tonight got a little weird because of the Samoa Joe news. John Ross staff decided we wanted to go live on YouTube and talk about it, so we were like, let's wait until that's time. Yeah, otherwise you'll find us Thursday night, 8 p.m. Usually playing Mario Kart or wrestling games, whatever we decide.
Yes.
Thursdays are like most chill days for I think all of us.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, what does he have to cover tonight?
I think Impact. He covers Impact.
See, that's how this started for anyone who's new or that's watching like the replay and might not know. Yeah, the VOD. Is we initially started this as a Impact watch along, and it was on Tuesdays. And then we moved to Thursdays to coincide with Impact Wrestling, and then they re-platformed, and we're not allowed to watch that anymore. So we just started gaming instead.
So join us next week when we pirate Impact.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We wouldn't get canceled that quickly. It's Impact. There are people showing Wrestle Kingdom live when we were doing the watch.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think at one point we were the second most watched Wrestle Kingdom watch along on Twitch. And the most watched one was someone who was showing the show live on the air.
Oh, right. Yeah, like it shouldn't have counted.
Yeah, we were the best legal one.
I got hit with 2 red shells at that. I'm so far ahead of you guys though that I'm still gonna get first place. Yeah, Don't feel bad. I have played a lot of this in recent weeks, like a lot. So that's true. I mean, I'll probably suck at that. At least initially, and then I'll get obsessive about it, and then I'll practice all week and
Oh man,
try to be
I
better.
did that for a while. I'm slowly gonna turn this channel into a Mario and wrestling feed.
I'm gonna look at this tweet real quick before we get out of here as we're signing off.
I'm gonna get out of this group.
Yeah, so it doesn't start again.
Yeah.
Maybe he delete it because I don't really see anything unless it was like yesterday. Now you are talking about Jeremy Padour from Jazzware, like Jeremy Calm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're talking about the right person.
I'm gonna see. I know Robert O'Neill had a quote tweeted it, so let's see if I can find this thing. This is gonna be riveting content. Let me tell you. Maybe he did take it down. No. Oh man. Yeah, he took it down. He took it down. So it was like the Beauty and the Beast thing, like the song, but with figures of Ty and Sammy, like holding each other in a certain like like about to kiss, like Beauty and the Beast. And people were like, no, this ain't it. Please turn this off.
Yeah, I mean, I stay so far out of all that I just don't even. I have an opinion on it, really. I mean, they're like clearly together, though, right? That's like the whole thing.
Yeah,
so.
they said so much on New Year's Eve, while other things were going on in the camps.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that night. Ricardo El Idolo asked, I'll answer this real quick before we get out of here, says, where do you rate Hangman and Danielson 2? I don't know what you mean, like a star rating or something. I don't really do that, but I mean, it's about as good as it. I mean, yeah, it's 2022, definitely up to this point, absolutely. So yeah, I'd say as far as like overall like AEW matches in history so far, it's way up there. I don't know if it's necessarily the best, but it's probably in like the top 3 or 5, probably. I think it was better than their first one. Like I loved the 1 hour draw, but like this was like non-stop 30 minutes of action with like everything and a clear, clean winner and everything. And it makes Hangman look great, like that he's getting these kind of wins as their champion. Like this really establishes him. So like it accomplishes a lot. And Danielson's just fine in a loss. Like he's Bryan Danielson. He's a made man. So like I thought it was really, really good. If I gave star ratings, it'd be out of 5 stars, it'd be 4.75 or 5. I mean, you can't really think of how it could have really been any better, to be honest. So I loved it.
There we go. Plug your shit. Let's get out of here.
Fight Talk _ on Twitter. Make sure to use code Fight Talk on independentwrestling.tv. Listen to the Fightful Select Weekender podcast every Sunday. This week, I won't have a review for Impact because I'll be live on the Fightful YouTube channel, so that'll be the place to hear my thoughts on Impact Wrestling this weekend. Saturday night, myself, Denise Salcedo, youtube.com/Fightful. The Weekender will be talking. I mean, really whatever's going on this week with like Impact, not Impact because we'll be doing that on Saturday. We'll have like MLW, NWA Power's back, a lot of indie stuff. I'll do a show for IWTV and everything, and some various independent promotions and whatnot. 205 Live, NXT UK, whatever's going on. So listen to that, FightfulSelect.com, and also check out Fightful Magazine. I have my article in there about Matt Cardona, and if you want to read that, the digital copy is available, and you can purchase a physical copy also. So I'd appreciate anyone who does that, and you'll make my day if you take a picture of yourself holding that magazine with my article up in your hand. Like I'll make sure to retweet it and try to give you a shout out or something on some of these streams if I see you reading the article in the magazine. So yeah. Thanks for another great stream, Joel. Always have fun playing Mario Kart here.
Yeah, it's a good time. Folks, I'm at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. We'll be back here next week. If you're watching live, Jeremy and I will be back here tomorrow, which is Friday. Around 5 p.m., we're going to start a new campaign. We're going to be playing It Takes Two. Let's see how much we can argue with each other while playing It Takes Two.
What's It Takes Two? Like the Lindsay Lohan
Yes, exactly. No, it's like a pretty deep game. It's a really fun. It's a tag team game. Like you have to play it as two people. It gets dark, but it's about like it's problem solving, it's puzzles, and it's also like the big story is this girl who's afraid that her parents are getting divorced and that's her fault. And so she goes into this like magic land. It sounds, that's like the overarching story, but like the real story is these two characters coming together and like working to fix whatever issues they have in this dream sequencing thing.
Gotcha. Okay. I might jump in every now and then and check it out if I got some time. And also, I meant to. I mean, the Lindsay Lohan joke there. That was the Parent Trap. I was thinking of the Olsen twins. It Takes Two. That was. I got the two confused. The same exact movie. But
it works.
But yeah. Anyway, that's my contribution to the end of the stream. So
wonderful.
Everyone, go watch It Takes Two. 1995 classic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. I'll see you guys tomorrow or next time in the next video if you're watching on the VODs. Good night.